Welcome to CBA TV. Can you introduce yourself for our channel?
Sure. My name is Yohan Lawrence. I am Secretary General of the Joint Apparel Association Forum and Chairman of the Exporters Association of Sri Lanka.
Right. Now, can you tell me briefly what the SVAT problem is?
So the SVAT problem, in a nutshell, let's take an exporter who is buying packaging material from a company locally. So as of today, when that exporter buys that packaging, let's say he buys it at 100 rupees for ease of thing, there is an 18 rupee VAT on this. The VAT is not paid in cash, but the VAT is settled through a credit voucher system. Because when we export the goods, when we take that packaging and export the goods, we can then collect that VAT back. So currently, it's not a cash system. It's suspended and it's a credit voucher system. Once SVAT is removed, that 18 rupees has to be paid. So when the exporter buys his packaging, he will now have to pay the packaging supplier 118 rupees. The packaging supplier has to remit the 18 rupees to Inland Revenue. Once the goods are exported, the exporter can then claim that 18 rupees back from the government. So what this means by this exercise is 18 rupees goes into the government only to be given back to the exporter 45 days later. Our concern is A, there is an interest cost for this money whilst it is doing this, and B, what happens if the 45 days is extended? All of this places a burden on the exporter's cash flow while giving no cash benefit to the government. There is no increased revenue to the government.
Right. Now, supposing, what would you suggest as a solution? Because I would not see the government backing down from what you have suggested. Do you have any other way, like if they pay the interest back on what if it exceeds time? There has been instances where money is delayed, the government has paid.
I am not aware of an instance where government has paid interest.
Renewable energy.
No, government has paid interest. Maybe. Okay. So in the VAT law, it is specified that if the refund doesn't come in 45 days, interest is payable.
Yeah.
But this is not about interest. You need the cash.
Yeah.
So in terms of what are our solutions, there are a number of solutions we have produced. One is if you trace the SVAT system back, in 2011 the SVAT system was widened to include certain non-exporters. So our suggestion is you scale it back. Go back to the original system where it was purely for exporters. That way you reduce the number of people in the net and you reduce the risk. Secondly, what we are saying is there has to be a fully seamless digital refund process. Put that process in place, trial it out, and then you withdraw it. If the decision is to remove SVAT, and the reason for that is because it then simplifies your tax system. But you have to do that in a manner that doesn't throttle the exporter. So there are solutions that are available. And our request is that we ensure that those solutions are put in place before we kill the exporter.
Right. Now, just on a rough estimate, what would you gauge as the impact on this because of these delays on the export?
So if I take the apparel sector, as I've mentioned, our estimates is there's about 12 billion rupees every month that has to go into the government and come back out. So the interest cost on that is 2.5 billion rupees a year. So the industry will have to pay 2.5 billion rupees a year in interest. For what reason?
So between just the PO delay or even holding it a month is cost
financial. That 2.5 billion is assuming it comes in 45 days.
Right.
If it's longer than that, then it's longer. So my question is, you're doing this for no cash revenue enhancement to the government. We all agree the government needs more revenue.
Yeah.
But we have to distinguish between revenue and cash flow.
Right.
What this means is there will be cash flow coming in and cash flow going out.
Right.
So it's not an increase in revenue to the government. So we can agree that under an IMF dictate you want to have a smoother tax system. We don't have an issue with that. But we're saying put the systems in place and be very mindful of the cost that you are putting to the export.
Putting to the export. That will burden the export.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.